Hello guys, welcome to HT Presents Tech View, another tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you guys how you can provide specific permissions to a specific user group who will be able to add or join a computer or machine with the domain. That means there's a multiple team can have the same kind of privileged access. Now the question is, who will be the multiple types of user or groups? So system admin or system administrator, definitely they will have that rights. And also whoever is managing the Active Directory environment, they're supposed to have the administrative rights. But there is another team who can work with the process, like how to add a machine with the domain. They will do that kind of task, but they are not the part of infrastructure or Active Directory, right? So, but you have to give them permission. So I believe you guys understand which team or groups I'm pointing, like help desk support, or um, like desktop support or IT support, like or technician. So what they do actually, it's one kind of their responsibility. It's one kind of their responsibility to add a machine. That means whenever any new employee join to organization, from the organization administration side, like on the employees onboarding process, they open a ticket, and that ticket has a multiple part, and one of the part is to assign a laptop for the new employee, and that ticket is assigned to help desk people, help desk group. So what's their responsibility? So they're gonna deploy a laptop for a new employee, and also they will create maybe they will create a user for that employee. I'm not going with their like how to create the user accounts for the new employee. I'm not going this part in this video. So one of the responsibility for a help desk employee, which is to deploy a laptop for a new employee, right? So when they deploy, the deployment part is done. That means OS installation is done. After that, they need to be add that laptop or workstation with the domain. Now they're not supposed to have the access to add the machine with the domain, right? So that means what? In a specific OU, as a system administrator, you have to provide them, or that group, that means the help desk support team group, you have to provide the access to the specific OU. And that's what I'm gonna show you how you can do that. And also there is a problem I identified. It's not a problem for any enterprise level organization because they already have the Active Directory, but you're gonna face some problem when you work with like when you work with on your home lab, like when you have your brand new or newly implement Active Directory. That's what I'm gonna discuss. Okay, let's show you my environment. I'm going to share my screen, then you will be able to see it. So this is my environment. So this is the jump machine where RSET is enabled. That's why I didn't join to the domain controller directly. I'm accessing Active Directory users and computers from my jump machine, and also DNS manager from jump machine, and also the group policy from the jump machine. Because I have a jump machine, everything is configured. If you don't know how to do that, I have another video. Please watch that video. I'll put that video link on the description box. Like how to create a jump machine, why you need a jump machine, those things. So in here, this is my brand new home lab Active Directory. So the problem is I have right now, you see user accounts, it's a like customized OU, and under that I have some sub OU, and also I have a groups. So admin accounts, I have some admin accounts, ADM David 01, ADM David 02, 03, like this. And also I have some groups here, like IT admin group and help desk support group. So right now, helpdesk support group doesn't have anybody here. If you look at on the members, there is nobody here, right? And also if you look at the user, it says admin account, but actually the user is not admin yet. It's just a simple user, like as a primary user. Name is ADM David01. Look like this is the administrative user account, but the user account is not administrator yet. So slowly as a system administrator, you're gonna give some permissions, you're gonna add more permissions on it, and then the user will be more powerful every day, every time, whenever they need it, based on their requirements, based on their roles and responsibility. So the first thing is I assign this user, like if you go to the user properties, only this user, I added RDP group. So there is a RDP group. So that RDP group, this is a group name. This group is allow users to do the RDP, and this group is assigned on the specific or all of the Windows machine. That can be happen through the group policy, or individually you can assign it. So if you want to know how you can do that, that's I have a different video. I'll share the link with the description box. So in here, RDP groups automatically, so if you add any one of them with this group, that means those users will be able to do the RDP. So our user, which one we are targeting here, ADM David01, so he's a part of this group, so that's why he will be able to do the RDP. And I joined, you see here, jump01. In this jump01, I logged in as an administrator, and also at the same time on the same machine I logged in as a ADM David01. But in here I logged in as an administrator, which is domain administrator, and in this window, in this RDP session, I have all kind of rights because I logged in as a domain administrator. But in this RDP session, I log in as a ADM David01. He has only permissions to do the RDP. He doesn't have nothing else. He cannot do anything. He cannot install anything. He cannot delete anything. So now we need to give him the permissions. I just want to see actually what kind of permissions he's getting. And I have a simple virtual machine here. This one is not a right now, it's not a part of the domain. So I want to give permissions to ADM David to add this machine with the domain from the specific OU. But here is the one problem. By default, let me see if I have the documents on. Okay, there is a problem here. Why a regular domain user can join computer? By default, every authenticated domain user has the built-in right? Any user you create, simple user without no permissions, but they will be able to join a machine with the domain, which they're not supposed to do that, right? They shouldn't have that ability, right? But they will be able to do that. So how many they can do? Ability to join up to 10 computers to the domain. This is the by default, they can do that. But we should protect it. All the enterprise level company, they already protect it. So why in the new environment it's not protected? Why all the regular user will be able to join a machine with the domain in anywhere, any OU? Any OU means any one of them. And also, this is a by default OU, this is a default OU, which is computers. So whenever, if you don't specify any machine, if you don't pre-stage computer object on any one of them, pre-stage means you can just right click and then go new and say computer, and you type the computer name and you create a computer object. That's called a pre-stage. So if you don't pre-stage any computer on any specific OU, automatically when you follow the process of adding a machine with the domain, like this, click on the computer name or then change name and then member of and then your domain name, like say slv.com. Sorry, this our domain is .local. So automatically this machine will be added to what? Which group? In here, the computer object will come to computers, this default OU. That means what? Each and every user by default has that capability if it is a simple user without any kind of permissions. But we don't want it. How you can protect it? But before we protect it, we need to know actually how they are able to do that. Because if you go to the from your Active Directory or your jump machine, if you have set up RCEP, then you'll be able to go server manager and tools, and then the group policy. So I have already group policy attached here on my toolbar. So, and open the group policy management. You're gonna see here domain controller has a default domain controller policy. By default, when you implement a brand new activity environment, this policy will be created. So in this policy, actually, in here it says add workstation to domain anti-authority / authenticated user. So authenticated users means domain user. Like if you create any user right now, it's going to be a domain user, and domain user means it's an authenticated user. So that's why they are able to. So what we have to do now to protect it, you can just edit, go edit option on the like from the administrative mode. You see, in this machine I logged in as an administrator. That's why I will be able to log in. And so what you can do, you can just modify the default domain controller policy, or you can create a new one, either one. But if you create a new one, make sure this one will be on top of this. That's what you have to make sure. So I'm going to show you how you can create new one, and at the same time, if you want, you can modify this one. But modifying this one is not the good idea in some case, but it's up to you, up to your organization. So modify means right click, go edit, and then policy, Windows settings, and then security, and just expand it a little bit. Okay, and then local policy, and then user rights, and then you can make it, maximize it, and then you can see add a workstation authenticated users. So you can just remove this one. You can just remove this one, remove, and then you can say add new one, and you can here say domain admin. So only the domain admins will be able to click OK. So this one will be remain, and this one you can just remove. That's what you can do. Or what you can do, and also you can create a new one. Like how you're going to create a new one, that's what I'm going to show you. So all the time, if you go to the group policy management, don't do anything, don't create anything, right? Like this, create a group policy. Just all the time go here, group policy object, right click on it, new, and then you can type whatever you want. This is for blah blah blah, and then click OK. Then you're going to see here, and then right click on it, and then go edit policy, and go to Windows settings, and then security settings, the same thing, same option, and then local policy, user rights, and add workstation to the domain. And in here you can just check mark on it. It's if you want to add a new group policy, that's what I'm just showing. And then you can say domain admins. So when you create user accounts, by default they are the member of domain users, not domain admins. So domain admins they can do because they are the admins. But user, they are not supposed to do it, right? But they are able to do it. That's what we need to protect. Domain admins, and check, click OK, OK. You see here, apply and OK. That's it, and close it. Now, if you look at close, sorry, status settings, now you're gonna see on this one, the one you just created, it has, okay, just refresh it, close. Now you're gonna see the settings, add workstation to domain. Only who can do that? SLB domain admins. So if David, sorry, ADM David 01 is a member of domain admins, then he will be able to do that. Otherwise, so he will be able to do that means what? He will be able to add the machine anywhere, any OU, there's no restriction. If he is a member of domain admins, then there is no restriction, he can add machine with any one of the OU. Also, he can do by default, without pre-staging, by default, add a machine in the domain, and automatically is going to come here, computer, and create a computer object here automatically. That's what he will be able to do that. Who? ADM David. If I add him with the domain admin group, what does it mean? It means like if I add him like here as a user, what is his user account? So his user account is here, right? So if I say, okay, right click, go to the properties, and then member of, and if I add here domain admins check mark and click OK. So if I add him like this, then he will be able to join machine anywhere if he has this privilege access. Otherwise he will not be able to. But right now he's, yes, without this, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove it and apply OK. He will be able to do that. Properties, member of, he's just a domain user, right? But still he will be able to do that. Why? Because I said by default, one regular user can do 10 computer. So we have to protect it, but we didn't protect it. I just discuss with you guys with the group policy how you can modify the existing one or create a new one and how to link it. So I'm going to actually delete this one because I have already two of them. I'm just going to delete those. For example, I created those things. Delete, yes. Okay, so this is the one newly created, which is, if you can look at here, domain admins, right? So I'm not going to link it right now. It's not only that, you have to link it with the domain controller, and then you have to refresh. So we're gonna see actually how it's protect, okay, regular user, and domain user will be able to do that. So I'm going to remove it, unlink, and then right click. I'll show you guys again, that's why I'm going to delete it. Okay, so now default one is running, right? Everybody can do that, right? Every regular user can add a machine with the domain in any OU, and also on the default one also, right? So is it a true statement or no? That's what we're gonna see. Okay, so right now ADM David 01 is a simple user. Look like the name is admin, but he is not admin yet. Let's see, he will be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to add this machine with the domain automatically without pre-staging. Pre-staging means you create a computer object, maybe here, right click, new computer object here, or maybe here, or maybe here, or maybe here. Any OU, you create a computer object before you add a machine to the domain. That's called a pre-stage. But without pre-staging, let's see the simple user, which is ADM David, he can do that or not. So what do you need to do? Just go to the machines. If it is a server or workstation is the different options, but you need to look for the computer name or group and add with the domain. So computer name, and then you're going to see the change option, and then in here you can type the domain name. So my domain is here, slv.local, and then click OK. And then it's asking the authentication, who can authenticate. to add the machine to the domain. That means who is going to be add this machine with the domain. So let's say, for example, ADM David. He's a simple user, regular user, but he's trying to add. So ADM DAVID David. He's not a admin yet, but he will be able to join it, which is not right. At SLB, you can have SLB not local, or if you don't want, it's okay, because this one is coming through like for this one because of SLB already there. So just password. Better to have right at slb.local, but anyway, you don't need to. Click OK and see. Yes, welcome to the slb.com. He is able to join. Restart. I'm restarting this machine. This one will join with the domain, and I'm going to check here. If I'm going to okay, just refresh. You see, this one is added here. Who added this one? This one, ADM's David01. He added. How he added? He's a normal user. It's not supposed to be, right? So then if you want to protect regular user to add a machine with the domain from any one of the OU, then how are you going to protect it? So you have to apply the group policy. You have to apply the group policy. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So group policy creation, you already learned how I already shows. Now we need to link the group policy in here. So you can link, you can have a new group policy, or you can modify your domain controller policy. Either one you can do. It's up to you. So if you modify this one, the default one, then you don't need to do any other thing. That's fine. But if you want to join it, the new one, then you have to right click. You have to go to the group policy management and then the domain controller, and then you can say link the group policy GPO, which one we just created, and then go join. And then it's going to show you like this on the right side. So the number one is default domain controller policy, and second is group policy restriction domain joins. So this one has a settings, and the same settings is available on this one, right? So which one will be win? The first one will be win. So you have the policy, you write it down, but it's not going to work. Why it's not going to work? Because this one inherited the settings on top of this. So you have to make this one as a number one. How you can do that? Just select this one, and then just click up. Now this one will be joined. This one has a multiple settings, and out of the multiple settings, one of the settings is the same one you have on here. So these settings will be win, right? And then what do you need to do? If you need immediate action, then you can restart the domain controller, or what you can do, you can just go to the domain controller machine and then immediate action. So cmd and run a command, or you can wait 2 hours. 3 options: restart for immediate action, or run the GPO updates /force on both domain controller or 3 domain controller, whatever the domain controller you have. That's another option. Or you can wait 2 hours, and actually for domain controller it takes like 30 minutes. So after that you will be able to get it, because to implement the group policy. Anyway, we need immediate action. That's why I'm just trying to run the command on both domain controller. cmd right click, administrator, and gp update /force. Okay, and I didn't hit enter yet. I will do that. I'm just going to copy and then hit enter. So it's running on DC02, and also I'm going to run it on DC01. What happened? It's not copy. Okay, anyway, I can write down gp update /force, hit enter. So it's running here. What happened? Oh, here. So it's run one time. I can run one more time. That's not an issue. And here it says successfully computer update policy. So 2 times done. That's okay. And here, why it's taking too long? One more time. This already updated. I just wants to confirm, 100% confirm. Okay, it's running. That's fine. In the background, it's running. So I can close it. Okay, come back to this one, jump machine. Now the policy is in place. That means none of the regular user, which regular means like all those regular users, it's a ADM. All has a ADM debit 01, 02, 03, but they are not actually admin yet. And now again I'm going to try with them. Actually they can, after I apply the policy, they are able to join or not. So how I can do that? Let's log into the jump machine, the sample machine again. This machine I am using as a sample. So I have to go to the server manager. So since the machine is already in a member, so I have to remove from the membership, like from the AD. How you can do that? Just go to the name, or you see the SLB local is already a member of the domain. It's already a member of the domain. Just click on workgroup and type whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And then okay. It will be removed and it will restart. And also you have to delete the old one, because when you added the machine with the domain, that times it's created a computer object by automatically here. You see here, and also it's created a DNS entry here. So all of them, it's already removed because I did the removal. That's why. So what this one did is added. You see the computer object here. So if I do the refresh, you're gonna see the down arrow side. That means it's a disable. So because I already disabled it, I already removed this from the domain, right? So just right click on it, delete it, delete the computer object. It's by default coming to the computer. This is the default OU. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Now I place we in place the policy. The policy said without a domain admin, nobody can add a machine with the domain. That's what the policy mentioned. So let's just check it again, the policy. So domain admins, if any one of the user is a part of this one, then they will be able to add a machine with the domain. If they are not part of this domain admins group, then nobody can add a machine with the domain. So if I look at ADM01, David01, if you go here and member of, so he is not the member of domain admins. He's a member of domain user. So he will not supposed to be able to add machine with the domain, but let's prove it. So let's go to the sample machine again. The machine is already removed from the domain. Now we're gonna re-add it back with the ADM David01, but the operation should be failed. Let's see. Go here. So our expectation is it should be failed. Click here, change. Now say ADM DAVID David 01. Oh, sorry, not this. Sorry, this is SLV dot local, and then click OK, and then ADM David 01 and password. Okay. See, the join operation was not successful. This couldn't be because an existing computer account having name created using different set of credential, use different computer name. Okay, access denied. But it says different thing. But I don't know why it says it's found same computer. It doesn't have that computer because we already removed, right? In here there is nothing. And also I'm not sure in any other. Okay, let's check with this machine name. Is there any computer object exist or not? Right click on it, right click on it, find. This is how you can search if the computer object is exist. Okay, find. So nothing match. I think the user was added there, that's why it has some record. Let's use the different user. We have ADM02, right? And all of them are regular user, and they shouldn't be able to join a machine with the domain. So the error shows is expected. Let's do it. Okay, now I'm going to try with ADM DAVID 02. Make sure 02 doesn't have that privileged access. If you go here, ADM David 02, go to the properties, member of, so he doesn't have any kind of access, right? So let's do it. Let's do it. So David 02, right? And the password. Click OK. Okay, so this is expected. This is expected. That means nobody can add a machine with the domain. Now we want to see how we can give a specific group, specific user access in our Active Directory as a system administrator. So what does I mean? Like there will be a multiple OU, but a specific user group or specific user, we will provide them access to add a machine with the domain with a specific OU with pre-stage capability. Pre-stage capability means they have to be at the machine with the domain on the specific OU. That means they have to create computer object first, and then they will go for the process here. Let's see. So first, what we have to do, delegation control, right? So specific group. Let me, so this jump machine, I log in as an administrator, so I can do anything. That's what I'm just trying to show you guys. So David 01, he now he's not able to do that because we already applied the group policy. That's why none of the simple user or regular user not be able to join any machine with the domain in any OU, right? But if you give them specific rights or permissions to specific OU, then only they will be able to. So let's add this guy to the group. What is the group? So we have a help desk support group, right? Help desk support, this is a group name. And I'm going to add this user, ADM David 01, to that group. Add to a group. So you can say, what's the group name? You can add like this way, or you can add, right click on it, go to the properties, either way, member of, and then you can add here. Same thing. So just need to type help desk, right? HELP, help. I don't know the other spelling, so you can just say help and then check names. Then you're gonna get it. Help desk support. This is the right one. Okay, and apply and okay. So now David 01 is a member of help desk. Do you think he already get the permissions? No, not yet. Now we need to provide the delegation control permission on the groups. So we don't need to do, if you do just only the user on the specific OU, then second user, if they need, you have to do the same thing. Third user, you have to do the same thing. Fourth user, they need to have access, you have to do the same thing, delegation control. So instead of doing multiple times, just add a group. Delegation control on a group, that's more easier, right? So later on, if any user needs, then just add those users to the group. That's it. So let's do it here. Workstation. So the help desk people, they're supposed to build a machine, build a workstation. That means install Windows 10 or 11 OS on the machine and then add the machine with the domain. So right click on it, give them access here first, delegate control. So Workstation OU, and then there is a sub OU that is going to be propagate all of them. Delegate control, okay? delegate control, click next, add, and then help desk, right? Help, just check mark on it, help desk support, okay. So help desk support is getting the delegation control permissions. That means whoever is the member of this group, they also will get the same thing, right? That's why I'm going to add the group. Click next, and then create custom task delegation, click next, and then this one, and then computer object, create and delete computer object, click next, and then in here you can say read and write, create child, create all child object, delete all child object, read all, reset the password. If you want, you can use optional. Okay, that's it. I don't need anything else. So just two, and click next and finish. So now that group has the permissions. So that means who is the member of that group? He has the permission, right? So only on this group, if you can look at on the group, who has the permission. Go to the properties, members. So only David01 has the permission. Let's try the David01. Let's try with the David01. So go to this one. And before you do that, just do some refresh, because we made some change. Okay. So click here, change domain, and then slv.local. Okay. And then you can say adm david david 01, and then password. Okay. So now you can ask me why we are getting this. He's supposed to add it, right? Why we are getting this? Yes, we're supposed to get again this, because let me show you why. So now he has permission. Now he has permission only where? Only Workstation OU, right? This OU or sub OU, right? So what he has to do, what he needs to do, if he don't pre-stage, computer object here, he will not be able to do that, because he has only permission here. If he directly go here, it will create a computer object automatically where? It will try to create a computer object automatically where? In this OU, and this OU he don't have the permission. That's why it's failed. So he needs to be do the pre-stage computer object. He means his group, whoever is the member of help desk, right? So anywhere he can create, okay, pre-stage. So let's have the exactly name of the laptop or workstation or desktop or server, right? So it seems, just think about this is Windows 10 or 11, 10. Right click on it. Let's see he has what kind of permission actually. Properties, security, yeah, he has the permission. So pre-stage means any OU, sub OU, or this one, whatever you want, right click new computer, or maybe this one, right click new computer, or this OU, sub OU, you can right click anyone. So let's say this one. So computer, and then type, or you can copy and paste, click OK. So this is called a pre-stage. Right click on it, go to the properties. You're gonna see there is no DNS name yet. So it's gonna be filled up automatically when he gonna initiate the add the machine with the domain. So that's called a pre-stage. So he just pre-stage, right? So he pre-stage, or sorry, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to jump into his profile. You see, add him admin, he logged in here, right? So he just needs to come here. Okay, okay, okay. See, in this folder there is no new option. In this folder there is a new option to add a computer. So he cannot create anywhere, he cannot stage here. See, new option is not there, new option is not there, right? So only due to the, because of the delegation control of helpdesk group, and he is the member of helpdesk group, so he has only option to add or pre-stage only those OU, sub OU and sub OUs, right? So that means other OU, you see, if you look at there is no options he can add a computer object. So it's called a pre-stage. He needs to be pre-stage. But after we provide the delegation control, it is not showing here. We tried multiple times, and then what I did, I just restart the domain controller, or you have to wait a little bit to sync up. You know, you made some change. So as an admin, I log into the Jam machine, I made change, and this goes to the domain controller directly, and then it's synced to. So it's going to take time. You have to just give them some time, do some refresh, or you can restart it. So I restarted, and after that is come back, and so I logged in now as a ADM David 01 in a Jam machine. And so any other OU, if I right click on it, it's not giving me options to add. But if I go to the workstation, then it will give me options to new and computer. So that means I have the computer object options, right? So what I can do here, the one I'm going to add, right? This is the machine I'm trying to add, which one failed before. So pre-staging, this one I'm going to pre-stage. Since I have now permissions on this OU, so I pre-stage it. And then what I'm going to do, let's see, I can put it here. Okay, so it goes to here, here. Anywhere I can move because I have permissions in all the sub OUs also at the same time, right? Okay. Now let's go to the test machine, log in this machine as a local administrator, and then go also from the server manager. From the server manager, like when you open the server manager, it's going to look like this, local server here, local server, or you can directly click here. So, and then computer name or group, and then change. And now you can say slb dot local. And also I want to show you one thing, like when I created a computer object which is called pre-stage, and if you go to the properties, you're going to see here no DNS name, but it's going to be filled up when I complete this one. It will fill up automatically. So let's click OK, and then ADM David, right? ADM David 01, ADM David 01, and then the password, and then hit OK, and then you're gonna see welcome to the SRV domain. It's pretty simple and easy, right? So that's what and restart. So now if you go back here, it's not here, right? Just refresh. If you click here and there somewhere and refresh it and go back here and then select this one, go to the properties, you see here, by automatically it's come here. And also it's created a DNS entry. If you go to the DNS server, so let's go here and see the DNS. This is the forward lookup zone. If you refresh it, refresh it, 10, 15, 170, 12, right? So this one host error code created by default, and if you refresh the reverse lookup, and then 170, you see this one also here, the PTR record. So I didn't create, or ADM David didn't create here, it's automatically created. So that's what I try to show you guys and prove it. So what so far we did, by default, if it is a brand new domain controller, like activity environment, brand new activity environment, in that case, everybody has the rights to admission to the domain, which nobody wants, right? That's why we apply the group policy and we test it. I test it, right? I already proved, yes, it's allowed to everybody. That's what I proved to join the sample machine. and then I rejoin it, disjoin it, that is remove from the domain, and then apply the policy. After apply the policy, and also I apply specific OU, I apply the delegation control permissions, to a specific user, to a specific user group, which is help desk, and also I add one specific user or two specific user to the group, and then I try to use again like add the machine with the domain through the user, and I was successful, right? Which successfully we added here, right? This one. And if you okay, it's already restarted. Let's see. I'm just trying to check. So if you go to the local server, and you're gonna see now slb.local, domain is slb.local. So that's all. That's all. And thanks for watching my video. And if you think this video is helpful, please give a big thumbs up, and also make some comments, good comments, which will encourage me to make more videos. So I'm gonna make more video on the what is called GPO, and also delegation control, because there is a lot of parts. I just show you one part only. So this is going to be part 1, then part 2, part 3 for delegation control. So that's all for today, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.